Hey guys, it's Man the Dragon Tamer Team Forbidden, and speaking of dragons, we got dragons with antibodies. So none of that old new stuff is coming near me. And on top of that, probably may or may not have triggered Scott right now. Grumble, grumble. You'll see right now. Grumble. That's a new joke with Team Forbidden at the moment. Grumble. But yeah, here's BT8 with X-Antibody. Starting off with our eggs. We got 4 Doraemon and the 1 Pagu. I've seen a lot of builds where people just run the Doraemon, so that way they're just getting the, the X-Antibody inherited effects and all that done, but at times there have been games where I needed a 5th egg, so he's just here for that. And on top of that, if you need any more searching and your guy dies, he helps out with that, so the search if he dies, and then if you're, doing your X-Antibody shenanigans, free draw 1. Can't go wrong with that. On to our rookies. We got something generic for right now, which is the Sunrizamons. Good luck trying to get this card because there's only a limited amount out there because they're promos. And on top of that, this is just a good generic card for black decks everywhere, so good luck trying to get this. From what I hear, it's like in the $40 to $60 range. I got lucky to get them early before this set came out a good while back, so I'm just happy to have this and to do crazy stack shenanigans with my megas, which you'll see in a moment. We got 4 Ryudamon and 4 Dorumon. Just pretend these are totally all the alt arts that I pulled. And these basically do the same thing with their respective decks, where you play him, you look at the top, what is it? Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add in X-Antibody, and add Yuji. So he'll search for an antibody card, and he'll search for his Tamer. He does the same thing. He'll search for his antibody card, he'll search for his Tamer. So you look for Yuji, you look for Coda. And on top of that, if you need anything to be in the stack, be this guy, because when you do your X-Antibody shenanigans, putting cards into the stack, he gives you a free memory because of it. And then if you have anything that you're just willing to have chump block, you can have him because of the decoy ability. It'll destroy him instead of whatever your opponent's trying to initially blow up. Now onto our champions, we got 3, Grumble Grumble. You'll hear the story about this in a bit when you see the megas, but right now I had a game with Scott, and of course Digiballed UG into Grumblemon and swung for game because Scott, being Scott, thought he had me next turn, so I had to prove him wrong. You gotta put him in his place every once in a while. 3 Dorgoromons. Here, there we go. 3 Dorgoromons. I see a lot of people not liking them, but at times I just want to see them because, free 1,000 on each turn. So it helps you get up to the Sunrizamon block to get your extra attack, and on top of that, with stuff like Dark Gaia Force and all that coming out into the game, where it's like, oh, you can delete any amount of any amount of Digimon up to a certain attack threshold. Having multiples of him in the stack to basically get over that, get over megas and ultimate and ultras and all that on top of that, helps out a lot, especially with the mega lineup you'll see, because I run one that's completely different to a lot of people from what I see. So, very underrated card, free 1,000 DP. And to finish off our champions, we have a set of Genryumons. If he gets put into the stack, it gives your guy blocker, so with the amount of effects that you put into a stack, you can think of this deck as basically Zodiac of Digimon, where each one of them gives the monster on top a new effect. This is what it does. This one will give a blocker, this one will give an extra attack, this one will give a decoy, this one will give an invincibility, blah 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 blah. Just think of it as that. You're just overwhelming your opponent because you have one big guy that does everything. Alright, on to our ultimates. We got for Greymon because free attack +1. You can never go wrong with checking multiple security stacks on your opponent. So you like to, depending on who you're playing, you'll like to either go into him to gain indestructibility, or into Hyosai Ryumon to activate his ability and summon a Mega for less memory when he attacks, and you put a card under the stack with him. And then he gives your guy Reboot, so he basically stands himself back up. And with Genryumon here, it's like, oh, you attack, deal damage to your opponent, reboot, your guy gets put back to attacking position again, and then gains blocker with this. So you're attacking and defending. Good stuff, good stuff. Now on to our Mega lineup, which I'm going to splurge a bit here because I was trying to hollow this deck out, but sadly we got unlucky with our case pulls. 2 Dorgormon. I see people cutting him out, but I think that's kind of wrong, because when you got a guy who can basically blow up 2 of your opponent's Digimon with each attack and gain 1,000 attack for each card in his stack non-stop every turn, that is insane. How can you say no to free multiple attacks because of Greymon and Sunriseamon, blowing up all your opponent's stuff before they even get started, and doing all that stuff? No, you're just kidding somebody if you're not using this guy. 3 Alphamon, Grumble Grumble. Okay, so the story of Alphamon and Grumblemon right now. In our duel with me and Scott, all of my Alphamons were in the stack. So each turn he would hit an Alphamon, and because of his ability to make up to 12 Digimon not be able to attack for the turn, I would just be telling all of his Digimon to stop. And he had nothing he can do about it, especially because of because he was using a red-black War Greymon deck. It was annoying him. And then on top of that, because of his other security effect to add him to hand, well, it's like, oh, well, I'm stopping your turn and I'm giving myself a powerhouse next turn. Well, what you gonna do about it? Forget about it. Then to finish up our lineup, the 3 Ryumon. He's not that bad either. If you Digivolve into him, you know, he becomes indestructible to the end of the next turn, so you can't blow him up, you can't all that. And on top of that, when Digivolving, you get to pop a card in your opponent's field. So, you know, you get to do some shenanigans with, if you do him with Hisryumon, where Hisryumon attacks, you Digivolve onto him for less memory. Then on top of that, you know, you're stacking a card under him, blowing up a card, and then still doing your attack decoration. So fun stuff, fun shenanigans. 2 black memory boosts because we like memory and we try to search out the cards we need. For the moment, 2 Ice Ryujin. This to me seems like the best card at the moment to have in the deck, where you Digivolve 1, and if you have X-Antibody cards on your field, put in a part in the stack, so it's like, okay, you're probably dealing with a problematic Digimon that your opponent has, and probably popping a rookie or any other kind of Digimon that's trying to get its stack going. 3 Coda, he's our memory setter of the deck, and another searcher next to black memory boost, so we like to have our memory. You know, Alphamon after attacking gives you memory, Coda gives you memory, black memory boost gives you memory, and last but definitely not least, 3 Yuja, your 3 Yujimusha. You just bring your Digimon from breeding onto the field, he gives you memory and lets you draw 1. When you attack, he lets you put an X-Antibody card under your stack, which, you know, from your level 5s and upwards are giving them effects. And if you're messing with him to put Ryumon under Alphamon, because you can see this is like one of the few level 6s that have an inheritable. And this thing just basically says to stand this guy back up and let him attack again. And because of his ability to, after every attack, this is not once per turn, it's just after every attack, gain 2 memory. So attack, gain 2 memory. Stand back up, attack again, gain 2 memory. And if you have multiple of these, you can keep putting this guy under this guy's stack to stand him back up and attack again. So depending on your hand, you can have this guy attack 2, 3, 4 times in one turn and to kill your opponent or just piss somebody off. And that's why I love the deck so much. But hey, that's X-Antibody for you guys. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how your ratios are, because depending on a lot of builds I see people running only one Alphamon, but you know, from my duel with Scott, it basically saved me every game because he kept attacking into him and it kept stopping all of his turns. So, you know, I would like to say nay on only one Alphamon. And then let me know if you guys would like to see a BT9 build. I'm not too sure about it, but you know, if you guys really want to see it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.